Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. To all the new subscribers, welcome to the family. You are so welcome. I hope you have a nice time here. Okay, so as you can see from the title of this video, I'll be telling you how I lost my self-confidence at a point due to unemployment. So let's just get right into the video. So just before I completed my national service, what I decided to do was to apply for jobs in other companies. And so I got my CVs ready, I got my documents ready, I saved some money for printing and all of that for companies that did not really have their email address for me to send applications online. I went to several companies to drop my CVs and my cover letters, hoping that I would eventually get one that I would be working with. Did that for a couple of times during my service. I applied to about 15 companies in Accra, hoping that at least I'll get one of them calling me for an interview which would lead to a job offer, and that was not the case. I waited, I continued to apply for jobs, and I still did not get it. And then my service ended and I had to move back to Tadi. I got to Tadi with still no job, and I continued to apply for jobs. I was still not getting, I was not getting any job, and I was really frustrated and I was sad. I had heard some of my classmates from schools starting work. They had work, their companies had retained them, some of them had already moved on to doing their masters, and I do not have money to pursue a master's degree. And the plan was to get a job and along the line do my masters. At a point I got calls for interview. About 4 companies called me. I went for interview and I did not get the offer for all of them. This really took a toll on me, and it made me wonder what exactly I am doing wrong. What is it that others are doing that I am not doing? What are the qualities that all those who have been able to land a job have that I don't have? Because before every job interview, I prepared very well. I did all my necessary researches. I planned very well. I prayed. I trusted God that it will go on well. And so that was what I was hoping for. And all of them, I never got any offer. So I really lost confidence in myself. I just did not believe in myself at a point. I was really discouraged and really frustrated, and I did not see where I was going to go. I couldn't really look at the bigger picture and think through the disappointment. The many rejections caused me to lose great confidence in myself. It caused me to find a lot of fault in myself. I was just not confident, and I was always... One thing too was that I was always shy and wondering what people would think of me because I don't have a job. When I got to Tadi, even in church, I was shy that I don't have a job, and I was always worried about what they are probably thinking about me or their opinions about me. Like, is it that you are bad at interviews? What is wrong? Why are you not getting a job? Is it that you are not good enough? Those things. That was always my concern. Those questions were always at the back of my head, and that always made me feel uncomfortable or insecure anytime questions about being employed came to play. So eventually what I decided to do was to make good use of the time I had. At a point I decided that fine, maybe the industries are not for me, maybe the big jobs are not for me at the moment. So I decided to go in for smaller jobs. I went to a restaurant to ask for a job, and they told me that they don't have a job. I went to a nursery school, applied for a job, and they told me there are no spaces. I went to a hotel to ask for any available position. I didn't care whether I was being a cleaner or anything. I just wanted to work. I was just fed up with not having any job to do. I was just fed up with knowing that my colleagues or my friends are in other companies working, doing jobs that are in their career path, having the finance to pursue their masters, but I was just home. I was just home, and it was so devastating. It was so sad. I was always so sad that why? Like, my mother has paid all these school fees, taking me through university, all these expenses, just for me to not have a job at the end of the day. I was really sad and angry. I can't emphasize enough how angry I was. I was angry. I was living angry at God. Why? Why? That's why I kept on asking myself. Okay, so I did not get the smaller jobs as well, and then I decided to find a company to intern. So I spoke with one of my mother's friends, and then she helped me with internship with the company she was working with, because they also did not have any. She was really trying to help me out, to help me even land an interview at the company, but really there was no vacancy. So I just had to do with the intern. I got a chance to intern at her company. It was a nice experience. I learned a lot. I still had this insecurity of being jobless, because it was not even, you see, sometimes internships you even get something, but this was more like a volunteer, and I was not getting anything. I was not being paid or anything, and it was not a nice position to be in. And anytime people, and I always had that feeling that what if people are making fun of me in their head, like I'm there with them doing the same work but I'm not being paid. Why is it that I'm not getting a job? Why is it that I'm not good enough? Is it that I'm that bad? Am I failing interviews? What is it? I always had that feeling. I always had that fear that what if that is what they are thinking of me, and it really affected my self-confidence. So by the grace of God, after exactly 1 year of unemployment, I landed my first job, and it was just unbelievable. It was exactly a year of unemployment. Exactly. I got my first job, and I was so happy about it. And then it all made sense. I know there are a lot of you going through this, or there are people, some of you know, that are going through this. I know people that have not been employed for 2 years and even more than 2 years. My own was just 1 year, and see how frustrating I was. It was so depressing and it was so sad. Not to talk of others who have been unemployed for 2 years and even more. You can only imagine. But there is one thing that is for sure, that everything is for a good reason. I know it is cliche, but it is so true. Everything is happening for a purpose. It is just in line. Whatever you are going through is just in line with the bigger plan for your life. It is all part of the journey. I promise. I don't mean to be a pastor, but this is my conviction. I know it is so true. All the many no's now are just preparing a way for the best yes you are about to receive. So I'm talking to those who are going through the same problem. I'm talking to those who know people who are going through this. I need you to encourage them. I need you to encourage people of that sort that it will work out. It will really work out. It will really work out. Nothing is permanent. No situation is permanent. I used to hear this statement, and I never believed it. Just see this situation right now as a learning process and deal with it as such. See it as a learning process and deal with it as such. Learn as much as you can. And don't lose hope. One thing that I regret doing was letting rejections from other companies define how I perceive myself. You being rejected from a company has nothing to do with you as a human being, has nothing to do with your capabilities, has nothing to do with what you have to offer. They have their preferences or criteria, and your criteria did not fit with yes. That is the only thing. It does not mean that you are not good, or it does not mean that you are incapable, or it does not mean that you fall short, or it does not mean that others who got the jobs are better than you. No. So I need you to understand that your present no's are preparing a way for the best yes you are yet to receive. During the period of unemployment, some of the things I did was that I took up teaching. I organized extra classes for BC candidates who were in my church. I got busy with that. And then the volunteering is another thing too that I did. The last thing too that I did was to get busy with church. I was a vice president of the youth ministry of my church, and so I got very busy with that role. I organized programs for the youth. I prepared for our youth week celebration, which was a very big celebration and involved a lot of things. So I got busy with that. For anyone else going through this stage of their life, these are some of the things you can do. The first thing you can do is to also take up a volunteering role or an internship. It's better to get the learning experience than to sit at home doing nothing. What is good about interning or volunteering in a company is that you actually get to put it on your CV. That is your work experience. So now you build a CV for yourself, even though you are not getting paid for whatever you were doing, but that is your work experience, and so it adds up to your CV. And also you can take up teaching, organizing extra classes for people. If you are passionate about it, you know there are subjects you can help out with, you can do that. The time to also achieve every set goal you planned on. Maybe it was a particular skill you wanted to acquire, maybe it is the Bible you want to finish reading, maybe you want to learn how to play a particular instrument. This is the time to be doing all of that. Or there are a number of books you probably want to complete, you can do all of that. Also, if you have a family business you can help out, you can gladly go and join. My mother has a salon. I could have gone there to learn hairdressing, but really, that woman can be annoying. But it was an option. I could have done that, and that would have been another skill I would have acquired. So you can do something of that sort. I know a friend who was also not getting a job and decided to help the mother with his company, and he was also making money from it. Maybe it is not necessarily in your career path, but it is good. It is better than doing that. One thing that you can also do is to start a YouTube channel. Find something you love to do, find something you believe you have a lot of information on and can be beneficial, and then you can start a YouTube channel around it. Yes, and you can also be solving aptitude test questions, because by God's grace, when you get a job offer or when you get an interview offer, some interviews come with aptitude test sessions, and so now you can be searching for aptitude test questions and be testing yourselves on. Okay, so get busy. Know who you are and trust God and trust the process, and all things are going to work out for your good. You can be unemployed for 5 years and then you get that job that will let you gain all the lost years, everything that you lost in your unemployment stage, and even surpass those who got jobs right after service. So trust God. Thank you so much for watching the videos. Thank you once again to the new subscribers. Thank you for all those who have been supporting me. Thank you for all those who have been sharing my link. Thank you for those who have been commenting, liking my videos. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support, and I hope I'm always able to impact you people in any possible way. Take care of yourselves and have a nice day. Bye.